friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Maria. If this happens to be your first time visiting, welcome to Siempre Infinitos DIY. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I really hope you consider doing so. As well, I hope I inspire you by the end of this video to make your own very extreme milkshake cake. Alright, so with all of that being said, let's begin. So here I have some styrofoam that I cut into 2 triangle pieces. They both are about a ½ inch thick. So because I'm going to be gluing them together, there's really no need for me to wrap them with plastic wrap. You can go ahead and do so, but that is of course your option. If you're wondering, and if you have never seen my videos before, if you're wondering why I have the plastic wrap, well, it's because whenever I get pieces that are about ½ inch, I like to wrap them so they will not curve. But these pieces are small, so there's really no need for me to do that. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do after I cut my pieces, I'm going to make sure that my clay is very well conditioned. This will help it from preventing when it dries to crack on you, and for any bubbles. If you do see a bubble here and there, just, you can go in there with a piece of a needle if you have one, or anything little sharp thing, they can just pop it and just smooth that out and begin, continue rolling your clay. All right, so obviously after I finished rolling my clay, I realized that I forgot to sand down my foam. So it's always best to sand down your pieces of foam, especially when you cut them into pieces like this, because then when you wrap your clay, you'll notice the little lumps in there. And as well, you want to make sure that you clean your surface after you finish sanding it down. I obviously left a little piece there, so when I went back in there, I noticed that it was stuck to my clay, and of course you could see that. Here I'm using Glitz&Glue's firm skin color clay, and I'm also going to be using Debbie's foam clay. Actually is her soft clay, and this pretty pink is from as well as Debbie's, as well as the white one. So all of the items that I'm going to be using in this video, I'm also going to be leaving them in the description box down below. And because I do not have a square cookie cutter, not a square, I'm sorry, a triangle cookie cutter that I can use for my icing, I am actually going to be cutting one out. So what I did is just place my clay underneath, and then I went in with this tool, and it's from Glitz&Glue. I don't know the name of the tool, but it's just something pointy, as you can see here. And then I just went in and just drew out my pattern for my icing. And this actually technique is pretty cool when you have big pieces and you just don't happen to have a big huge cookie cutter that you can use for icing. Just go in there with your tool and just draw one out, and there you are. Okay, so now that I have my icing to my cake, I am going to go in and I will be adding my sprinkles. And I'm actually happy because I made my own mix of sprinkles, and I was wondering, like, what should I name my sprinkles? And of course, I decided to name my sprinkles after my pup that I recently got. And here it is. It is called Marshmellow Mix. I think that is so cute. But so let's move on. And now, of course, as you can see, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue, and then I'm just going to use my brush and brush that down. If you are new to fake bakes, and you always want to remember, if you're going to be using glue, you always want to remember that you want to brush it down, because otherwise there'll be lumps in there. So here are 2 others that I previously have done, and these are actually ½ inch. So I'll show you in a minute what ½ inch little slices of cake look like compared to 2 that are glued together. So the one that I made just now with you, that's 2, and then the one in the green, that is just 1. So I wanted my cake to be a little bit bigger. Not that there's anything wrong with the other one, but because I'm going to be adding it to a big milkshake, I thought that the size portion of it would have been perfect. So now I'm just going to be rolling out a little worm here, and I like to use this clear block stamp because it is smooth, and whenever I use my fingers, you know, to roll out, or my hand to roll out a worm, you can always see the dents in there, and I really don't like that. And plus it's never even, so I thought, you know, let's use the clear block, this way it'll make it all clear. So here I have a Dunkin' Donuts cup. I am not being sponsored. Dunkin', I don't mind. Also, you know, I do love coffee. Anyway, so let's move on. So here I have is this, what do you call this, foam sealant that I made some cupcakes, and because this is actually a perfect size for my cups, seeing that I'm only going to add it on the top, I'm not adding anything inside there, I thought that this would be perfect for my ice cream. And then here I rolled out some light pink clay, but spoiler alert, I will be changing the color because I realized that this is actually going to be the color of the ice cream. And you know, well, it would not, you will obviously know the difference, but it would all blend in too much. And then I was like, no, we got to change it up. So whenever you add two ends of a clay together, you want to make sure that you push them in as much as you can without obviously making any extra dents in there, because when it dries up it will tend to pull away. Sometimes it's best maybe if you want to place one on top of the other and then just rub them down together, smooth them out, just like the way I'm doing it here. Or you can just, you know, take your chance and just smooth them, and then just not smooth them, but well, yeah, I guess connect them together, and then just hopefully they don't pull away when it dries. So here is the new color that I chose to go with, and this is the pink color. I think this is soft pink, I think that's what it's called. So now I want to add some icing on the top of my ice cream, and I am going to also, before I do that, I guess sorry, I wanted to add like a cup sleeve, I believe it's called. So I think it's, the measurements are 8x2 if I'm correct. So I just went ahead and rolled out the same clay from Glitz&Glue, her firm skin color. And I'm just going to be using here my icing smoother. I always get a better cut when I use this versus using the knife. I can never seem to get a straight cut whenever I use the knife, so this is actually easier for me. And then of course the same way that I connected the ends of my clay to my cup is the same way I'm going to do it here with this piece of clay, which is going to be mimicking the cup sleeve. So of course you always want to make sure still that your clay is all smooth on the ends. And then here, as you'll see in just a minute, I'm going to show you again how whenever I connect my clays together, you know, I'll just show you in a minute. I'll just cut it off, and then I'll just go in there and then try to push them in firmly, but not too much. You know, you also want to be gentle with this, and then just smooth it in and out. And that's going to be the back side of my cup. And then of course, whenever I start adding something, it's always going to be the back side, that the, like, not the prettiest part of the whatever project, you know, I don't know if that's the right word I want to use, but anyway, or if I make any sense with that word. Yeah, so you just want to put everything towards the back, you know, because that is the back side, so you just want to hide it. All right, so here I'm using a splat, and then I got this from, I believe it comes from CMY3D PRINT, and I'm just gonna be, since this is the color of the ice, not the ice, but the, yeah, well, not the ice cream. Yes, it is the ice cream. Anyway, so I'm just gonna go right ahead and add this in here. And this is another one too that when I add them together, I want to make sure that I'm going to add this like right on the top of the lip of the cup, like right over, you'll see in a minute there. You want to press down really firmly, because when it dries again, it will pull away, so you don't want that to happen. So you want to be careful at the same time. And a lot of times, you know, you'll get away with it, and other times it'll just won't work. But you always want to press down anyways. So this is the word that I chose to go with, yum, you know, because I wanted to put like milkshake in there, you know, spell that out, but I thought that it probably would have been too long or not enough space, so I thought why not yum? It's short and it's exactly what it's supposed to be, yummy, if it was real. Anyways, so now I'm just adding my whipped cream. And then, of course, I don't know if you saw or not, but when I was rolling it out, it was not even because, again, I was using my hands. And I don't know if it's just me, or if this is actually everyone, but every time I do roll out a worm, it's never even, the thickness of it. So now I'm just going to add my sprinkles. Again, I'm going to go in with my glue. I want to make sure that I brush. Oh, what is that doing in there? That was a pearl that I don't know how it got in there. But anyway, so like I was saying, you want to brush your glue down, because otherwise there'll be lumps in there. And especially since I'm adding glitter, I don't want there to be any lumps, so I just want to go in there. And I don't want there to be too many sprinkles, so that's why I'm adding just one at a time instead of just pouring it over. If you choose to do one, of course you can do it to your desire. And then I'm just adding here the glitter, and then that's it. This is how easy and simple this was to make. I did not let my cake dry overnight because of video purposes, but if you want, you can go ahead and do so. What I'm going to be using is a toothpick, and even if not my clay, but my cake was dried overnight, I will still use the cupcake, because the way that I'm placing it there and the angle, of course, it would like fall down even if it had glue or not. So yeah, I guess it's always, a lot of times it's best to use toothpicks, even though in the past, in the beginning when I first started, I hated using toothpicks, but now I just realized that it's just for the best. It holds your projects together a little bit firmer and better. All right, my friends, so this is how it looks like. What do you think? Don't forget to leave me a comment and like, and if you like this video, hit like, and also I'll appreciate if you share it. Okay, my friends, so until the next time, stay safe, be kind, bye.